Hello viewers, welcome to online classes. I am Poonam Charan and I'll be teaching English literature to BA first year students. Today's topic is On His Blindness by John Milton. So this is a sonnet, this is a Petrarchan sonnet, and as you all know, a sonnet is 14-line poem and is divided into two segments. The first segment is known as octave or 8 line or a group of 8 line, and the next part is called sestate. Sestate is group of 6 lines. The first part or octave poses the problem, and in the sestate part we'll have the answer, you'll get the answer. So this particular poem on his blindness was written when Milton became completely blind at the age of 42, and the reason was that due to due to excessive working, he lost his eyesight. Milton was regarded as the greatest poet of Puritan era, and to know this, that he after he became completely blind, he has composed the world famous epic poem Paradise Lost. So the poem Paradise Lost was written when he turned completely blind, and it deals with the fall of Adam and Eve from the Eden garden. So in this present poem, in this poem on his blindness, he complains that why he lost his sight before he could complete his half life, or before he could complete his middle ages. So he says that, or in the very first line, he questions that when I consider how my light is spent. So he says that when I think that why I became blind before I could complete half of my life, before I could complete, or before I could turn into middle age, before half my days in this dark world and white, before half my days. Okay, so here he states that I was only 42, probably may not more than 45. So he was only 42 or 43 years old that he lost his eyesight. And for a blind man, this world would be a chaos. It would be full of darkness. So he regards that now this world has become dark, and that one talent which is dead to hide. Now, the word talent stands for Milton's talent of composing poems, his ability of writing, or his writing and reading skills, and the is another reference is the biblical reference of the parable of talent. Okay, so the story goes like a master gives some money to his servants and asks them to invest them properly. First and second servant, they both invest the money and they double it. But the last one, or the third servant, just buried it under the ground. And when the master returns, he rebukes the third servant for not investing the money properly. So this reference has been used by Milton in order to tell the reader that if I will hide the talent, if I will not use my talent properly, then God will definitely scold me. He will definitely rebuke me for not serving, or for not using that talent properly, which is dead to hide. Now he says that this then it would be if I'm not able to use that talent, if I'm not using, or if not I'm not writing, if I'm not doing any work, that would be equivalent to death for me. And now it is lodged with me useless because I have turned blind, because I'm not able to write another poem or to compose poems in honor of God. Now I will waste this, or this talent will be wasted. In the next line he says, though my soul more bent to serve there with my maker. He says that although I have turned blind, although I'm not able to do work as a normal man does, so he says that still I want to do, still I want to compose poems in honor of God, to serve there with my maker. Maker is the God. He says that I still want to serve God, although I have turned blind, but still I want to serve God and present my true account. And I still need to work on my talent. I still want to represent what I am capable of. What and you all know what were his capabilities, lest he returning child. So he says that otherwise God will rebuke him if he'll not use the talent properly. Then God will definitely rebuke him. God will definitely scold him for not using that talent. So in this part, or you could say that Milton says that I am more bent. I want to work on my talent. I want to write poems, but now because I have turned blind, so I'm not able to I'm not you could say I'm not able to compose more poems. So the next line, doth God exact day labor, light denied? So it is a question mark. Milton asks that I don't think that God requires blind man to work, because मिल्टन जो है वो अंधा हो चुका है. सो इस लाइन में वो क्वेश्चन पोज कर रहा है कि मुझे नहीं लगता भगवान जो हैं वो ये चाहेंगे कि जो अंधे लोग हैं वो भी अब काम करें. Or you could say that he is probably making an excuse that because he has turned blind, he won't be able to do any work. I fondly ask, but patience to prevent. That murmur soon replies. Now, here, students, the word patience has been personified. Patience soon replies. Okay, so this is an abstract quality, and patience, if patience is replying, it means that the word has been personified. And what patience replies, he says that Milton's inner conscience or his patience replies, because of all this dilemma, because of all this confusion, he says that my inner conscience replies to me to stop all these notions and try to concentrate on God's dealing. He says that God does not need either man's work or his own gifts. So now this is patience replying, or you could say Milton's inner conscience replying that God does not need either man's work or his own gifts. So God will never tell you to come to his temples or to serve him or to offer prayers, because God just wants every person to do their work, and who best bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. He says that God will never say you to come to him, or he'll never say that who best bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. He says that only those person who bear his mild yoke. Now you all know the yoke stands for that word. Yoke stands for that wooden platform which is placed on an ox neck in order to guide him. So he says that only those person who suffer all the trials and tribulations patiently in their life, they are regarded as the best servants of God. His state is kingly. He says that he is like an emperor. He is the king, and human mind can never imagine its vastness. Thousands at his bidding speed. There are thousands of creatures, the thousands of men working day and night in order to serve him. So he says that and post over land and ocean without rest. So those creatures, those men, they work day and night. They work over land and ocean. They just run. They just complete his work. They just stand for his command. They just wait for his command, and they just go and serve the maker or the god. So patience says that it doesn't matter if Milton or if one person is not able to do the work. He says that there are so many people out there working for him, so it won't matter if you're not able to complete the task. They also serve who only stand and wait. So the main purpose is, if you are unable to do the work, or if you are not able to compose the poetry, it that will be okay. If you have patience, if you had this quality, and if you simply wait for your turn to come, that would be sufficient. If you do this thing, even then God will be happy with you, and he won't chide you or he won't rebuke you. So, in this way, patience replies.